Welcome to Bloomington North Rotary's meeting on Earth Day, April 22nd, 2021. Thank you all for joining us today. We are very pleased to have our very own Elisa Pokral, and she is the Community Outreach Coordinator of the Monroe County Solid Waste Management District. The district is more easily known by its website, GoGreen District. She also writes and hosts a series of cable TV Earth Care infomercials, which can also be found on the district's YouTube channel, and GoGreen District, Monroe County, and the website. She considers every household and business to be an agent of change for a healthy world. And we welcome you today and look forward to hearing your talk.
Great, thank you. Well, thank you for inviting me. Now, am I on speaker view? Just double checking here.
Yes.
Okay, and my cursor was on my other monitor, so let me move it over. Oh, it's back, okay, great. Well, thank you for inviting me. What is a green business and what is a circular economy? The purpose of this talk is to help you pursue or strengthen your green journey with your business, or perhaps your inspiration of a business, or just to advise others. Greening a business can only have positive benefits. My presentation offers an overview of what a green business is and how it not only benefits your business, but the community and our world. The result, we can meet the moments of today to deliver business on a higher evolutionary level. Please hold all questions till the end, and if you go down to the bottom left of your screen, you'll see that little mic with the red line through it, and I assume all of you guys are familiar with that already because of your meetings, and just make sure you click on it, and we'll give you enough time to do that. So a green business implements practices at all levels of business that cultivate capital, goodwill of customers, and a healthy world. A green business is a sustainable business, one that not only meets the needs of customers today, but also ensures it can meet needs well into the future. But as CEO Pete Davis of the company Greenprint states, the concept of sustainability goes farther than that. Why? Because it involves the highest good for people, planet, and profit, and it's ethical. When businesses use green strategies effectively, all profit. So Davis states the collective best interest is also your best business interest. More and more businesses in the 21st century, let's look at something here. More and more businesses in the 21st century have implemented green practices and continue to do so as new technology and avenues become available. So you and your team of employees all make a difference in the quality of life on Earth. Greening reduces waste and pollution. What are 21st century businesses thinking? People, planet, profit. And people, planet, profit is referred to as the triple bottom line. The business, the community, and the world benefit when businesses organize themselves around this concept. So businesses who implement people, planet, profit know that imitating nature is often the best solution to challenges. What would nature do? Would it create a product from sources that cannot be replenished? Products that only are used once, distributed inefficiently? Would it create a service that was not responsible for life on Earth? So incorporating green strategies as a core concept and value of your business means that you ask, how can your business serve in a way that more closely emulates nature? What does this do? It protects and preserves resources and reduces or eliminates harming the environment. And this then improves individual, community, and world health. There are no local businesses. Every business is interconnected. It's not self-contained. So what I'd like to do now is to start a PowerPoint. So let me go back to where I need to go here. Oh. I think I just clicked out of the meeting.
Well, we can still hear you and see you. So far, we're
Okay.
only seeing a green desktop screen.
Okay, let me transfer it over. Then I just opened it up and here we go.
There we go.
See? Okay, except I cannot see anything on my screen. We'll get back to that later, I guess, as long as you can see this then, right? And let me. Okay, so everybody
We
can
see
see
it.
that?
Yes.
Fantastic, okay. So welcome to the district's Green Business Network. It's a community service that promotes the people, planet, profit. And we are one example of a green business. So a green business is one that cultivates capital while addressing waste reduction, best management practices, and the interests of people, planet, profit, the triple bottom line. The district is an example of a green business that incorporates a variety of green strategies in its services and in its administrations. I want to say that the green business is also composed of businesses of all sizes, and it's committed to, green businesses are committed to building an inclusive, sustainable, clean energy economy. And the network contributes to healthy children, healthy adults, healthy environment, and a healthy economy. So of the district services, we have a number of different strategies in place that are helpful to the community. First of all, we have 5 drop-off recycling collection centers in Monroe County, plus an orange bag trash program and free residential bulky item disposal at our rural recycling centers. So 4 rural recycling centers and 1 central one, which is our South Walnut Recycling Center. We have the Green Business Network, where recycling is picked up from businesses. We also give you free waste consultation, free citizen science environmental education programs year-round household hazardous waste collection. And we are very fortunate to have that in Monroe County because many communities do not have that. And if they may have like a once a year or two times a year if they have it. So we have had that for a long time, year-round household hazardous waste collection. We have food waste collection drop-off at all 5 recycling centers. It's a partnership program between Earth Keepers. So if people do not want or cannot compost at home, they can still make a terrific impact, and that the waste, the unusable food waste, is then transported to Fable Farms, which then composts it. We have an Adopt a Road program where individuals and businesses can volunteer. They can volunteer to clean up roads and keep roads safe in Monroe County. And a Material for the Arts program, where a variety of different supplies donated from residents and from businesses are then kept out of the waste stream. They're kept out of the landfill, and they're used for a lot of not-for-profits, schools, arts, not-for-profits, clubs, churches, etc. But today we're going to focus on the Green Business Program. That's one of our green business trucks there. Recyclables are not trash. Recycling is a basic environmental stewardship practice, and a key to green business is waste reduction, repurposing, finding ways to reuse end products, and recycling. Zero waste is the goal. The district can offer a variety of green strategies to reduce expenses, increase efficiency, and increase revenue, all while protecting and supporting people, planet, and profit. So pollution prevention, waste reduction, and waste audits. We can give you advice and support on that. Recycling is a basic strategy of waste reduction. So recycling and climate change, recycling uses less energy, so fewer fossil fuels are burned, which reduces carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and decreases greenhouse gases, which decreases climate change or global warming. So recycling affects climate change by reducing the amount of those greenhouse gases emitted during the production of a product. Recycling is one of the easiest ways to reduce climate change. And when you think about, what would the world be like if every idea people implemented had taken care of our planet in mind? Our daily actions create the world. Everything adds up. and it adds up to a big savings for you, your community, and the world. So what does recycling do? Recycling uses fewer resources, reduces trash sent to landfills, saves energy and habitat, reduces pollution, and more. Now, regarding climate change, it's important to know what the state of the climate is in Indiana. Scientists say that Indiana is getting warmer and wetter, and we've experienced that. Extreme heat and heavy rainfall is challenging us. Seasonal challenges are critical to managing risks. Impacts are far-reaching. They affect all of us, businesses and households together. So where we end up depends on the choices we make. There are health threats for Hoosiers, specific health threats for Hoosiers. As you can see on this list, more heat-related injuries and death, reduced air quality from ozone, more allergies, more vector-borne diseases, algal blooms, an increase in flood-related injuries and disease. And these are also going to, especially the floods, going to impact businesses. So all are concerns we are facing, and it's important to be concerned about it and address it. Because, and I like this graphic here, the environment is in us, not outside of us. The trees are our lungs, the rivers, our bloodstream. We are all interconnected. And what you do to the environment, ultimately you do to yourself. So sustainability in a clean environment. Recycling is, of course, a basic ingredient of a clean environment. A clean environment includes all the things here, and they're all interconnected. The water systems, the ecological systems, the tree canopy and soil health, air quality, energy efficiency, waste management, renewable energy, and environmental justice. All of those are interconnected. And more water quality is linked to recycling and energy use and healthy habitats. So remember, the quality of one's life depends on the quality of attention. And just as there are different ways to get physically and mentally healthy, there are different methods for green business health as well. So composting, stormwater runoff, water conservation, energy use, rewilding, using native plants on your business grounds to reduce flooding and reduce the urban heat island effect help, as well as improving habitat for wildlife and people. And it can attract customers. So these are all opportunities to make a difference and make your business more attractive to customers. And it leads to savings. And here are some ways that we can care, some additional ways we can care for our earth and ourselves and earth stewardship, in which more businesses are practicing. So what are these savings? Well, according to calculations by the National Environmental Education Foundation, improved environmental knowledge could result in $76 billion in savings to the national economy from energy conservation and environmentally friendly behaviors. So we can all be green social entrepreneurs. This is rapidly becoming the definition of business. And the connection is they make a positive social impact. Being green is fundamental to businesses of the 21st century. Anything we spend on the environment, buildings, technology, products, methods, etc., must support the environment or the environment will crumble. Our environment is a green infrastructure, which means a natural system of air and water, land, plants, and animals that act as a life support system. Ecosystem services are worth as much as $33 trillion annually. That's more than the entire global gross national product. So a strong economy depends upon a healthy environment. And that's why the greening process is a lot like exercise. It's a good health program. So you want to ask yourself, with regards to your business, do you ignore? There's 3 levels here. Okay? One would be you just ignore the situation that we have. Okay? Level 2 is you're working a little on it, but it's not a priority. The ills of society are blamed on others. So you can ask yourself, do you ignore it? You do a little, but it's not a priority. Or level 3 is incorporating a written green strategy and values into your business and implementing it daily. So you can ask yourself, do you have a written and shared green strategy and values that you implement daily in your business? So those are the 3 levels: ignoring it, doing a little, but it's not a priority. And the third one is incorporating a written green strategy and values into your business and implementing it daily. Ancient to modern healers say if you want to change your, let me get to here. Oops. If you want to change your body, change your awareness. If you want to change your business, change your awareness. We do this because we want to prevent disease. Disease is an imbalance, an awareness that we don't have, a thought we don't have, a daily routine that is causing disease. So just as with their physical bodies, there are certain things we do not want to ingest because we know science tells us it's bad for us. You can make your own list, but regarding the environment, we know that certain materials harm the environment. Examples would be plastic bags, styrofoam, chemicals, etc. So what do we do? As a business, we want to ask these vital questions. How does our service or business affect the environment? In what ways? How do we offer the service? What materials do we throw away? Are we throwing away reusable materials? Do we use materials in our business or with vendors that are harmful to the environment? Can we use or ask for something else? So what are the alternatives? And we can see that it's a higher evolutionary way of thinking. Instead of substituting one substance for another, an example would be instead of plastic straws, which are trashed, or paper straws, which are trashed, why use straws? Unless, of course, metal ones for people with health issues. Why use plastic bags when we know so much about the harmful effects of these bags on the environment, in our soil and water and animal entanglement in the food chain? Why use plastic bags when there are reusable bag options? So it's important to reimagine, rethink, reframe, all these R's, redefine, redesign, reactivate. Question your routine. And all these would start rethinking, reframing, redesigning. It starts with asking why we are doing things the way we do, and adapting and incorporating green options into our core business strategy and values. Question routine, just like your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And again, what is it for? For disease prevention. So if we are not ingesting the best things in our business, we are not practicing green measures. So we don't want to incur disease. So because that imbalance hurts people, the planet, and your profit as well. And just like exercise, anything that you can do is better than sitting on the couch or chair doing nothing. Like exercise, it is the small, unglamorous things that will most improve things. Things like recycling, copy machines that automatically double side, gas mileage in cars, employees working from home. When we exercise, whether an exercise routine or using green measures, we become better people, more calm, loving, connected, and compassionate. So GoGreenDistrict.com, the Monroe County Waste Management District, can help you follow that green road step by step. And I want to point out that the district's mission involves more than reducing and eliminating waste from the landfill. The district is a state-mandated agency that reduces climate change. Now, another term for green business is social entrepreneurship. And those are entrepreneurial techniques that are used to achieve social change. And that covers those working on global issues, solving community problems, and in between. And I like this. I found this on internet a while ago. And it says, if you really think the environment is less important than the economy, try holding your breath while you count your money. Think about that for a second. So social entrepreneurship, again, covers those working on community problems to global issues. Economist Peter Drucker has called this sector America's leading growth industry. Sustainable businesses or social entrepreneurship is becoming mainstream, not only in the United States, Canada, and Europe, but increasingly in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Whatever you call it, this is big business. And according to Social Edge, an international online community for social entrepreneurs sponsored by the Skoll Foundation, U.S. consumers are estimated to spend over $220 billion annually on goods and services related to health, the environment, social justice, and sustainable living. Profits and social mission can support each other. So across the world, social entrepreneurs are demonstrating new approaches to many social ills and new models to create wealth, promote well-being, and restore the environment. The belief that we cannot make a difference in incorporating green in our business is the most dangerous. So businesses that connect their brands to something better do better. It's not philanthropy, but good business and common sense. And it's long-term thinking. So why do businesses go green? Businesses go green here's some of the ones, to reduce costs, source manufacturing, waste, packaging, distribution, all those outlets, but also because, I'm not going to read all these on this list, but businesses across the US are responsible for a large portion of the overall waste stream. Zero waste, again, is the goal. And it is between parties, cross party lines, we know that waste is never wise. We don't want to have waste. Waste costs us money. In the United States, we make up only 5% of the population, but we consume 25% of the world's resources and create 40% of the world's waste. And a global Nielsen study found that 55% of consumers are willing to pay more for products and services provided by companies that are committed to a positive social and environmental impact. The U.S. Green Building Council statistics show people who work in a green facility have as much as 24% increased job satisfaction. A green organization is based on collaboration, meaningful work. People of all different age groups want more than pay for their work. They want meaningful work, which transcends a paycheck. And employees are expecting green from their employers. According to this survey and some others, they found that more than half of the respondents in this survey thought their company should be doing more for the environment. People are demanding more from business. Studies in the United States and overseas indicate companies that have embraced a green mandate report an increased ability to recruit and retain talented employees. Another good reason to implement these measures. The productivity is up with workers when they do this as well. When workers are happier and more productive, absenteeism is reduced by as much as 45%. And workplace happiness means big bucks. Human capital, as you know, is one of the largest expenses in organizations. Green supply chains also promote efficiency and synergy among business partners, minimizing waste and reducing costs. There's a whole new group of Generation Yers out there entering the workforce who list the environment among the top 3 things that they are concerned about. And as you know, when you do your research on purchasing products, people do that as well. Today, it's very easy to find out, about the product, specifics about the product. And people do make negative comments online if they're not happy. So 90% of consumers would boycott a company if they learned of irresponsible or deceptive business practices. And green businesses are attractive to investors. So people are looking for businesses for solutions rather than to governments. Green business is not just not philanthropy, but good business and common sense. So what do employees expect? And when you look at this comes from Cone Communications, an employee survey, and 58% consider a company's social and environmental commitments when deciding where to work. 55% would choose to work for a socially responsible company even if the salary was less, and 51% won't work for a company that doesn't have strong social or environmental commitments. This is regarding the commitment, okay? They found that the employees most committed to their organizations put forth 50% more effort and are 87% less likely to leave their company than employees who consider themselves disengaged. 3 steps to establishing and maintaining your sustainability program are to engage your people, and the district can help you with that. You can always call me for any presentations. Use proven frameworks, implement best practices. We can help you with the recycling aspect. The business case, you want to reduce your expenses, right? So conserve energy and water and save on your monthly bills. Cut back on paper and disposable items, reduce your costs, and eliminate waste from products and packaging to save money. Increase revenue by attracting values-driven customers and build customer loyalty. Recruit, engage, and retain productive employees, and increase your brand value and reputation, which green measures help. So which looks better? First on the left, you see the linear economy, where we take things, make things, use things, dispose of things. And it ends up where? In the landfill, and it causes pollution. But if you look at the circular economy, we do the same things, except we take things, we use things, we reuse things, repurpose things, remake things, recycle them. So we don't have as much going to the landfill. That's the circular economy. We want to keep things out of the waste stream. And an estimated 60 to 80% of the total environmental impact of a product throughout its entire lifetime is actually determined at the design stage. So look at your suppliers carefully for your products. Its impact during and or after use can span generations. And we already saw that one. So who's the driver of sustainability? Well, the driver of sustainability is you. It's your business. Okay? It is your business and your team, whoever your team is in that business. Your business is the driver of sustainability. Again, we're back to health here. Health, disease prevention and balance, and the Green Business Program in the Monroe County Waste District can help you. We are calling you in. We're calling you in. And I have the contact for the Green Business Coordinator here, Joe McNeil. He takes care of the customers, and I can take care of the customers with employee engagement and other business presentations. So we're calling you in. Now I'm going to go, I'll stay there for just a second so people note that, and then I'm going to go back to myself for a moment here, if I can get out of this. And my cursor is on the other monitor. There we go. I'm wondering if one of these is, oh, that it. Apologize. Here we go. I found the stop share. Okay. So are we on me again?
We are.
Okay, so back to me for a moment. So growing green is like pulling a bow. I want to share with you what a musical artist said about the importance of adversity. It applies to all fields because adversity is something we all encounter at various times. In a CBS interview, Garth Brooks said, "A bow needs resistance." So if in your life you're told you can't do it, think of the bow. Okay? You may encounter a lot of no, 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 no's, but pull the bow and the no's fuel the yeses. The no's fuel your yeses. So let it come, then keep pulling the bow until success flies. The district's Green Business Program, Green Business Network, can help you put some arrows in your bow so you can better reach your target. Thank you. Questions?
Thank you. Gonna switch back to a gallery view so I can see everybody. So I see as they raise their hands for questions. Feel free to unmute. I'd like to first thank you very much for coming and speaking today. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put your hands up and I will see. Go ahead, Tim.
I have a question. Thank you for your presentation. We're ardent recyclers, but I am concerned about what happens to recycling. Where do those products go? Is there a market now for recycles? That's my question.
A slide I didn't include in here where everything goes, and I'm going to see if I have it in the back. No, I don't think I have it with me. there are about 9 different places where recyclables go when people use the district for their recyclables, whether they drop it off or whether we pick up your recyclables from business. So although the majority of it does go to Republic services like plastics and paper and cardboard, different types of paper like magazines, white paper, mixed paper, the large portion, for instance, of things like metals go to 2 or 3 different places. Okay, 2 actually in Bloomington, and there's another one outside of Bloomington, I believe. I have to look at the chart. Electronics go to Electronics Recycling International, which then strips things down, uses what they can, melts the wires, and then reuses things and recycles it properly. ERI is a company all over the United States. They have a plant here in Plainfield. So they take a lot of our things. There are different places that take our batteries. Interstate Batteries is one, and certain batteries go different places, and then light bulbs go different places. Heritage takes household hazardous waste. I'm sure I've left out some of those. Oh, glass goes to Strategic Materials in Indianapolis. So yes, even though China has had an immense impact because they've banned accepting recyclables from other countries because they were going to contaminate recyclables, and they have every right to do that because their country has the worst air quality in the world. They have environmental issues they need to address, right, and to resolve. So we're not the only country that they have banned accepting recyclables from. So our things that we recycle, we accept, are getting recycled, mainly within Indiana.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Charlie.
So you quit recycling styrofoam, and
Yes.
that's too bad.
That's another issue, like kind of like the straw issue. Remember I was saying there's some things that we want to, people want to recycle all they can, but unfortunately there are some products, some packaging materials on the market that cause more problems in our environment. So it's best that we get it out of the waste stream entirely, like the plastic straws, like the styrofoam. Styrofoam breaks down little pieces. If you melt it down, it causes tremendous pollution problems. And so it's something that we don't want to get in our environment. Animals eat it, all sorts of reasons. It has chemicals in it that will get into our water. It affects our water quality as well, and soil quality.
I sell office products, and for the last 40 or 50 years, probably 87% of those office products come from overseas. And I would venture to say that probably 80% of that is shipped with styrofoam.
I believe you. Yeah.
I don't have a thing, there isn't a thing I can do about it.
Can you ask them, though, if they could do it with a heavy duty cardboard? Is there something else that they can use?
Well, you can ask till you're blue in the face.
Mm-hmm. That's where innovation in the United States has to come too. Because of the China ban, it means that we have to have more businesses, more entrepreneurs enter this recycling market to process recyclables here in our communities, as opposed to trucking things miles and miles away. So hopefully this situation with China will inspire and motivate people to figure out how we can, get rid of our waste in a responsible manner right here, instead of sending it some other place. But yeah, you're right. Styrofoam is a problem, and I'd still say whenever you can, keep asking those suppliers to see what else they can use. And if enough people ask them, maybe somebody will come up with something.
The
first person to ask about
ahead,
can I make a comment on styrofoam? Because of the pandemic, a lot of people are eating carry-out food, and an awful lot of it, maybe most of it, is packaged in styrofoam. If the restaurants could be pressured to use other materials, that would be helpful.
And there is a student group working on that from IU. They've been in contact with me, and they have a proposal where there'd be a material that wouldn't hurt the environment, that could be used, and that maybe restaurants could sell the container for, a certain price, or decide on a price, and the people would come back and with that container. And I'm not sure how else they're doing that, whether it be shared between restaurants. I don't know what the legal ramifications of that, health ramifications of that, but I know they are, it's a student group that's working on the exact problem, because they want to promote not using styrofoam, but we're using reusable containers. That may be a start to something.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, what's the aftermarket on this? Are we still seeing a lot of manufacturers using recyclables? And if so, where's the main categories that they're using?
Well, steel, metals are very valuable. So through the years, first of all, the recyclables are like they're a commodity. Okay, so they go up and down, okay, in the market. And of course, the international market affects it too, because one reason why we don't accept the styrofoams is there's been a glut of plastics on the market. Same with the plastic bags. We no longer accept plastic bags. But it's a commodity. And so steel has been, metals, all sorts of aluminum and steel have been recycled for years and years, those things. And then paper is something that as well, it's white paper is more valuable than the mixed paper. But that's been recycled pretty consistently, consistent market, although cardboard has gone, it goes up and down, I think. And the paper, for instance, like when you go to the grocery store and you look at the percentage of recycled content in products, it'll tell you on the box, okay, if it's a cardboard box or on the wrapping somewhere of what the percentage is. For instance, with paper towels, which we discourage people from using and try to get them to use sponges and other things that can be reusable, it'll say the percentage. Now, it doesn't mean that paper towels are still trash. They're just they're disposable, but they do have shorter fibers from other paper products that go into them. So that's been used a lot. If you look at, when you think about recycled paper, today most paper is recycled. That you find, business paper, the things that you buy. But it's up to the consumer and the business person to make sure when you contract with your suppliers to buy things that have recycled content in them, because that helps support the market, that circular economy. It supports the businesses that do that, the right thing.
It's sad that recycled paper costs more and it's dustier.
I haven't noticed that. Did you maybe try a different brand or something? I have not noticed it. We use it in our office all the time, the recycled paper, but I don't know what brand it is.
Well, I work on office machines and I see the dust, and the grain is cut wrong. So it causes jams in printers and so forth, especially high-speed equipment. But recycled paper does cost more, Staples or Amazon or whatever.
Well, if that's something you're noticing, it would be good to contact the companies and tell them about that problem, because then they can resolve it. They would really be interested in knowing your comment about the dust and how it's hurting the machines. That would be very important information to share.
So you mentioned that all the recyclables are a commodity. I'm curious, when GoGreen District sells them to these different places you were telling us about, are there any that we're losing money on and that we just do because we know we need to recycle them? Or do we actually make some amount of money on each of those recyclables?
Well, it used to be, okay, depending, the things that go to Republic Services, we now pay Republic to recycle. The city does too, because of the market, the collapse of the market.
So plastics and papers and cardboard.
Plastics and paper and yeah. But we do get money from the sale of other recyclables. Glass does not have a lot of value, but we do get money from that. We also get money from property tax too. We do not have an active landfill, so we don't get tipping fees or anything. We get money from property tax, excise tax, commercial tax, things like that. But it varies on the recyclable. But this is a down market right now. It's not a great market, but things still are being recycled.
Any other questions? All right, well,
Hey.
I'm going to,
I got one quick one.
go ahead, Ryan.
Thanks. Hey, Lisa, it's Ryan with Whole Sun Designs. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you. Question. Actually, I got two questions. One, is there an electronics recycling day coming up, or can we just bring electronics to one of the stations to do that?
Electronics recycling is technically not for businesses. And the reason why we had to limit it is
Thank
because
you.
we were getting so many, okay? And
Right.
it was costing us a lot of money. So then we had to, it used to be that it was $25 and it went to $1, you know, for each item. And now it's $20 for items that have a screen of 7 inches or larger, okay?
Mhm.
And that goes to South Walnut. All of our recycling centers accept electronics of, aside from the screen issue that I told you, at any of our 5 recycling centers. It's just that if you have a whole bunch from your business, then it's best, I would suggest you call the household hazardous waste facility and ask them. Because
Okay.
it seems
And
that it's
if
kind of
it's-
dependent on the situation.
And if it's personal use, is it the same cost?
No, if just for residents, it's still $20 for a screen of 7 inches or larger, but otherwise all the electronics are free. Lamps, structures, things like that, cords, yeah, that's free.
Cool. My other question is, as a business, we have started moving towards going paperless and doing things more electronically. Do you see that? And do you have any resources for helping businesses transition to going paper-free?
So having everything electronic. What specifically? Where I guess I need more information on that.
I mean, we just are like trying to transition our processes instead of printing out material list or panel layout drawings or one-line drawings, engineering drawings. We're just transitioning to setting our crew up with iPads so that they can bring that information up electronically and simply trying to avoid printing things. You know, obviously we're in a digital world now and those sorts of things have changed. As far as capability to do most things electronically, even signing contracts electronically, accepting payments electronically, just like those sorts of things that we've kind of hodgepodge together as an organization. I'm curious if you're seeing that movement at all within business, just trying to go more electronic through different business processes.
We have done that too, to an extent, but we've also found that depending on your customers in your business, customers will want printed copies still. So you have to still be able to provide that. But yes, you can certainly limit that because people are storing more things on their computers. But the hard copy is always good to find, especially if you have so many files, you can't find it online. You can't find it, the digital one. But we have tried that too. It becomes a problem when you have a board meeting and someone says they didn't get something and they need the booklet. And so it's really dependent on your business, how you can handle that. If all your employees can do that and you have a rule about limiting what you do print, so you don't have to have the expense of a printer as much of expense of a printer, depending on how your contract is, you know, with the printer outlet. But I don't really have anything else. Any other
Sure.
observation of that?
Yeah, just curious to know if you'd seen it, any of it. Like one thing interesting for us is the pandemic actually made a really big push for us. Just the idea of sort of touchless service really pushed us to make some good strides in that. But like I said, we're just kind of doing it, kind of hodgepodging it together. So we're just doing the best we can, but it's been something on our radar for a while.
One observation I have is that I think sometimes people print out more things than they used to because there's a lot of interesting things online, educational and otherwise. So I don't know if all of it's gone down. Some of that printing may have actually gone up because of all the information out there, the overload of information.
That's true. And remember, it's probably been 25 years ago, the government embarked on a paper reduction that they went through. And the last statistics that I saw, it's actually increased about 40%.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's really surprising to me. Just because technology is evolving so much, it seems like it'd be a lot easier to not do that. But I also could see it just being a preference of how people consume information. If they're comfortable looking at documents on a digital screen, or if they are just used to printing things out and looking at a piece of paper.
And it
You know,
depends
it's
on the
all about,
length of it too. You know, if it's a long, huge document, I would rather prefer to print it out to look at it than to look at a screen. It
Yeah.
also depends on how large the person's screen is too.
I can
Yeah, that's fair.
guarantee, in my experience, I want a printed service manual on a machine so that I can write notes on every step that I do and check off the steps. And you can't do that electronically.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
if I go into an office, I have to track down where to plug in my computers and stuff. I don't want to deal with that stuff.
Print is not going to go away. It's not going to go away.
I want to pause everybody right here and say thank you once again, Elise, or Elisa, for coming. I really appreciate it. It is 1 o'clock, so if people are needing to sign off, I want to respect your time. If you have a few moments more and other people
I
have
have a few
questions,
moments.
you're welcome to stick around. But if you're needing to go, thank you for coming today, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And I don't want to put words in Ryan's mouth, but I took what he was asking as maybe an alluding to perhaps the GoGreen District might want to put together some seminars teaching businesses how to go paperless if you're wanting to try and reduce the amount of paper that we have, because he had to hodgepodge together different things, but there's other businesses who may have best practices that if we could pull those together and just educate businesses, you might be surprised at how much that could reduce their use. Don't want to put words in your mouth, Ryan, but that's what I was getting out of what you said.
I think that's
seems like
very
a great summary to
interesting.
me.
Yes, and Ryan, if you'd like to get with me, if anyone else has some ideas,
Sure.
that would be wonderful to be able to share that. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Good.
I gotta go. Thanks again. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Thanks.
And congratulations again, Alex. Say hi to MJ.
Thank you, Brian. I will pop over and say hi to tell her right now. Advantage of working from home.